What's up, Ben? How's it going, man?
All right, Benji, how are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Listen, we haven't done one of these videos in a while.
It's been a few weeks,
It
yeah.
has. So sorry for all of you who are enjoying our videos, our previews. This preview, as you all know from the thumbnail, is Arsenal Atletico Madrid Europa League semi-final Thursday night. Absolutely freaking enormous game. Ben, most things that I read in general are just downing on Arsenal, bigging up Atletico Madrid.
Mm.
But I think Arsenal have got a great chance of going through, especially getting a win on Thursday night. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think it might be partly because I'm a Spurs fan and worry about these things, but I think Arsenal have definitely got a good chance. Obviously, they got the worst draw of the four, of the three possible teams they would have wanted, but I think you could make an argument that they're better off playing Atletico over two games rather than one. Atletico have quite a lot of experience in finals. But yeah, I think Arsenal have got a chance here. Definitely in the first leg. I think I'd be surprised if Arsenal don't take a lead to Madrid. I think
Don't make me say that stadium name, the Wanda.
Metropolitano.
I always get
I
that
think
wrong.
they've got a big chance. Partly because of the Wenger factor. This is the last possible trophy. He'll leave on a high. I mean, that's been said by everyone. But plus, they've actually been pretty good in this tournament. Probably not actually better away than home. But I just think the Emirates is going to be number one full for the game tomorrow, which hasn't been the case in a lot of recent games.
Yeah.
I think the atmosphere will be good. I think Atletico should concentrate. Arsenal should be concentrated for Atletico because they're a quality side. Got to the Champions League final, two out of the last three seasons before this one. They're a serious team. Arsenal are going to have to play seriously. And Arsenal got a good side. I think before we get into the nitty gritty, Arsenal have been well unlucky with injuries because El Nenny's a quality player, been quality in the Europa League. Mkhitaryan won it last year. Is no one's doubting he's a quality player.
Yeah.
Those are two big players they're missing.
No, for sure, they're both out, and also Aubameyang can't play. He's ineligible to play in this competition. Atletico Madrid, let's just give us some context though. They're on a pretty lousy run right now. They have one win in their last 5 games, and included in that are some really weird results. I mean, last weekend they drew 0-0 at home to Betis. Betis are a good side, but you would have expected Atletico to at least score in that game.
And Betis do have a very good defence. I think they've kept 5 clean sheets in a row. But
no, for sure. But also they in the last round of the Europa League they lost away at Sporting. They went through anyway, but they lost away at Sporting.
I think overall in that tie they were quite lucky. Sporting had chances in both games. Could easily have scored more. Sporting also had a lot of issues with the president during the tie. I think Atletico did well to win it because Sporting are a good side. But yeah, I agree. They're not.
No, and they've also lost recently.
Shapes.
They lost recently to Sociedad. They're lousy. They're going down basically this season or struggling against the drop. But let's get into how we think the teams are going to line up for this game. For Arsenal, obviously, Lacazette will probably start up front. He scored 2 goals last weekend against West Ham. We expect Ozil to be back. He was ill last weekend, but he should return for the
he's been ill like 6 times.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's strange.
Not just that he was been ill 6 times. He was at his tattooist, I think, last Thursday before the game. In general, though, I think the rest of the team pretty much picks itself. Wilshere should come in for El Neni, who's injured. Cech should play at the back.
I think Ramsey's the key man for Arsenal, isn't he? In the Europa League, he's been really good. A couple of goals in the last round at home against CSK Moscow. Also played really well at Milan away, and he's just. I think he's really underrated. He was quality against West Ham.
Yeah,
one of the best players they've got, and I think Arsenal fans don't really appreciate him, and nor the neutrals, because he's a very good player.
For Atletico Madrid, the big news is Diego Costa shouldn't be in the starting lineup. Diego Costa, obviously, he loves playing against Arsenal. He did it when he was at Chelsea. Arsenal fans should be pretty happy if he's not involved. They've also got a bit of problems at fullbacks. Juan Fran, he's out, and Felipe Luis, another player known to the Premier League for his time at Chelsea, he's also out. But some quality names on this team, Ben. Koke, Saul, Gabby, he's been around for forever. Godin, Savic, and Oblak in goal. Absolute quality players.
Yeah, I think we're doing a bit of a disservice to Griezmann by putting him in a regular forward position when he sometimes pops up anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah,
they're a good side, Atletico. I think Arsenal have got to have a go, though. This is the time to really take the game to Atletico, especially if the atmosphere is good, which it should be, and they'll give them a go. I think I worry for Atletico on the fullback positions. Like you said, they're weak, or they're weaker than they usually are. Luis and Juan Fran are 2 of the best fullbacks of the last probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So that's where Ozil, Welbeck, who's also had a good Europa League campaign, could profit. I think they've got to nullify Griezmann, which isn't easy, but I think that depends on the midfielders as well. Nenny would have come in. I think that's a big blow.
Big blow.
I think there'll be goals in this one. I think it'll be a good game.
Got a couple of good stats for you, Ben.
Go on.
First stat, Arsenal. Did you know that they're the highest home scoring point team in the Premier League? They have 44 points at home this season.
Okay.
No one in the Premier League is more than that, so that's a very good stat.
Which is lucky because their away form is horrendous.
Sure, but this game's at home on Thursday night, so that's another thing to encourage Arsenal fans. And Arsenal are also the highest scorers in the Europa League. They've got 29 goals.
Yeah.
Obviously, teams like Atletico Madrid, it's a bit of a fudge stat because Atletico, they dropped into the Europa League from being in the Champions League. But Arsenal have been going great guns in this competition in general. Ben, you touched on it a little bit. This is the second last game that Arsene Wenger will preside at home.
Okay.
Before, they've only got one more game after
Burnley
this.
At home. In the Premier League.
Yeah, so in general, what do you think about the Wenger situation and Arsenal moving forward and the succession plan?
Well, this is massive. That's why this game is so big, because they have to get in the Champions League. The league is basically done. I think, one more point either way for Arsenal or Spurs, and I think they can't even get fourth. I mean, nobody believes they can anyway. This is huge.
Yeah.
Because if you give whoever the new manager is Champions League football, it's a very big difference to having Europa League football. Now, I think Arsenal have actually managed Europa League very well this year. They played young players pretty much throughout till the later rounds. I think only in the last few weeks we've really seen them kind of stretch the squad. But that's what it does. So once you get to this stage, you have to win it.
Yeah.
Atletico don't have the same problems, by the way. In that they're second in the league, they'll probably finish second.
Above Real Madrid.
Above Real Madrid. They're in the Champions League, so they don't have that worry. I think just to point out, Atletico, they do have the ambition for Fernando Torres, who, if I'm not mistaken, has never won a trophy with Atletico and can win the Europa League obviously now, and will probably be on the bench tomorrow night and knows English football. In terms of Arsenal, it's huge because they have to be in the Champions League.
Arsene Wenger never won a European competition with Arsenal. That would be a great way to bow out if this does prove to be the way that Arsenal season finishes.
This tie also feels like the final because I think that's slightly unfair because Marseille are a good side, especially at home where they've got amazing support. So that Salzburg-Marseille tie, whoever wins this should win it, you would imagine.
Yeah.
Possibly not because finals in France, so Marseille might have an advantage if they get through.
Ben, I've been confident about Arsenal, as I said at the beginning, so my prediction is an Arsenal win. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
Give them a really good footing for the second leg, keeps it in the balance. That's what I think. What do you think?
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal. I think we're underestimating Atletico Madrid a little bit because I personally don't watch them as much as I do Arsenal. I think they're a good side. I think Simeone will be well prepared. I think might have the edge over Wenger. And I think they just know if they can be in a decent position where they only, win 1-0 or something in the second leg to go through, that they'd take that.
Well, there you have it. Tell us what you think below in the comments. Who do you think is going to win this game? Also, hit subscribe and, bye.
I think so.